And now we wait for people to come. That's us. Mhm. Hey, people.
So as everybody joins us, we're just waiting a few minutes for people to come in and connect with us for our Sanctuary Storytime. We're gonna wait a few minutes here. Just wait until everybody's here.
Well, looks like we're going to get started. So hello, everyone. My name is Madeline, and this is Andrea. Welcome to Hawk Mountain Sanctuary Storytime. Today's program is When the Shadbush Blooms. We're so happy you're here at Hawk Mountain because we love nature. We love birds, we love raptors, all wildlife. We love the plants and the animals, the earth and the sky because all living things are connected. This program is being recorded, so you can also watch the video anytime you like on Hawk Mountain's YouTube channel. Joining us today to read our story is Andrea, and then we'll show you a cool craft you can do at home with your family. Andrea, what are we going to be learning about today?
Hi, Madeline. So we are so excited that you're joining us today to learn more about Lenni Lenape culture. With a short presentation followed us by reading the book, When the Shadbush Blooms. I have the book right here. So in our book today, we will be learning about traditions of the Lenni Lenape culture with the people both in traditional and modern times as the seasons change throughout the year. But first, let us learn more about who the Lenape are. And I have a little PowerPoint for you. All right. So the Lenape, who are they? They were one of multiple indigenous cultures whose ancestral homelands consisted of what is now Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and New York. The region was home to multiple related communities of Lenape, but at least 3 separate clans were known as Wolf, Turtle, and Turkey. Where Hawk Mountain Sanctuary now stands was where the Turtle clan lived. An HMS is on the Kittatinny Ridge, which is also the Lenape word for endless mountain. The Lenape, in their language, means original people. They lived in large communities of related families, and citizenship to a clan was passed down through the women. And individual families could live in wigwams, such as this picture, which were round homes with a hole in the top for smoke to rise out. Multiple families could also live in longhouses, which were approximately 60 feet long by 20 feet wide. Both structures were made in the same manner, and they were built by bending saplings into shape and covering them with sheets of bark, evergreen branches, or animal skins. In the Lenape, in their life, they had many varieties of games. One is the moccasin game, which is an object is hidden under a moccasin shoe, and the player must guess which shoe has the object hidden under it. Another game is jackstraws, and this was a game where small sticks were dropped into a pile, and the player to remove the most sticks without disturbing the other stick wins. Now we have a game like this, and I played it as a kid, and we called it pickup sticks. Other games were boys would throw a spear through a rolling hoop, and girls would thread a pin through a piece of leather and throw it up in the air and try to catch it by the pin, not the leather. Dancing was also a huge part of Lenape culture, and they were held in the evenings, but also on the occurrences when wars were declared, before and after hunts, and when religious occurrences happened. Singing and storytelling was also important to the Lenape, and they made drums and turtle rattles for instruments. Meanwhile, the elders would pass down stories to the children through verbal tradition to teach them about tribal customs and about their ancestors. Unfortunately, the Lenape did not have a written language, so most of their storytelling was passed down orally by word of mouth. So where are the Lenape now? They hold 2 headquarters in Oklahoma and are recognized as the Delaware tribe of Indians. They live and work in the modern world, just like everybody else, and are reclaiming many of their ancient traditions. I have the crest of the Delaware tribe of Indians here, and you can learn more about their history and culture at their website, www.delawaretribe.org. Now, let's go read our story. So now it is time to read our book for today, When the Shadbush Blooms. It's a story about Lenni Lenape culture in traditional and modern times from the perspective of 2 girls. So what would we learn about tradition and change through its seasons? Let us find out. My grandparents' walked beside the same stream where I walk with my brother, and we can see what they saw. Deer leap in the woods, hawks fly in circles overhead, frogs splash, and turtles sun themselves. Here on this side of the page, we have the traditional, and then on this side of the page, we have modern. In early spring, when the shadbush blooms like a white lace veil, we go fishing. Dad smiles when my brother and I catch a shad. We roast the fish, and everyone enjoys it, especially the dog. So here we have the traditional side, and here we have the modern side. And the dog is ready to eat that fish. When the deer shed their winter coats and geese honk in the pond, Dad and my brother clear the land for our garden. Mom and I sing as we plant the corn, and the baby coos, shaking her rattle. Here you can see them preparing the garden. The baby's at the base of the tree. Same thing over here, but in modern times. When the berries ripen, dangling like tiny hearts, we go berry picking. My brother and I race to see who can pick the fastest. The baby tastes her first berries. Her smeared face makes me laugh. And you can see her feeding her little baby sister or brother a berry. And her face is all smeared with red juice. Over here in the modern times, they are doing the exact same thing. When the air hums with the wings of bees, my brother and I chase the crows from our garden. Together we gather honey. My brother ducks when a bee buzzes too close. I lick from one finger a drop as sweet as summer. Here in the traditional times, they're scaring away the crows with branches away from the corn. And here they have a scarecrow. And here is the bees. When tall stalks rustle and the ears of corn have grown fat, we roast corn with our friends. While Grandma carefully takes her corn off the cob, I gobble mine fast. The baby plays with the new doll, and my brother scores a goal for his team. Here we see in traditional times, grandmother is carefully taking her corn off the cob, and our traditional sister is eating it very fast off the cob. Meanwhile, in the background, a game is played. And over here, in modern times, the baby plays with the new toy, and her brother scores a goal in soccer. When grasshoppers patter in the fields and evenings echo with insect song, we enjoy the autumn harvest. Mom finds a pumpkin so big she can hardly carry it. Grandma shows the baby a beautiful gourd. My brother and I catch grasshoppers. And here we see traditional times. They're catching grasshoppers. Grandma is showing baby a gourd. And over here, the exact same thing in modern times. When the leaves fly like red and yellow wings and nuts tumble from the trees, Dad makes the house snug and warm before the cold weather. My brother and I rake a huge pile of leaves and jump in. So here they're preparing the home for winter and making leaf piles, jumping in leaf piles and still preparing home for winter. When gray skies drop flakes that glitter like falling stars, my brother and I climb the hill. Grandpa gives us a push at the top and we fly down. The dog races after us, barking. And just like the rest of the book, we have traditional and modern times with the dog chasing after them. When the days grow short and trees creak and crack with the cold, Grandma mends our winter clothes and Grandpa tells us all stories. While we settle in, Mom fixes a snack. I ask to hear my favorite story twice. And here we see the traditional culture of passing down stories through the families on both traditional and modern times. When ground squirrels dig in the drifts of snow and birds perch on frozen branches, the boys start a snowball fight with the girls. Mom stocks the house with food. My brother and I remember to share with the animal people. And over here in modern times, they're filling a bird feeder for the chickadees. When spring peepers chirp their froggy songs, we go on a trip with Grandma to gather maple sap. The baby tastes her first spring treat. I talk to a frog on a tree trunk. So here we see Grandma giving baby her first taste of maple. And over here, just the same. As the seasons circle around once more, my brother and I walk to the stream. We watched for the shadbush to bloom again, as my grandparents' grandparents did. And that is the last scene of our beautiful book about Lenape culture. Now, Madeline will present us with a cool craft you can do at home with your family.
For our craft today, we'll be doing a seasonal family traditions wheel. So think of all the fun things you do with your family for each of the seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter. We'll be making something just like this. So all you will need is a white paper plate, a ruler, and whatever coloring materials you would like to use, whether they be colored pencils, markers, or crayons. So first you will be dividing your paper plate into 4 sections. Write down which season is which, and then draw what you do with your family. For example, I have for spring here, me and my family would go into the pond and the stream to look for tadpoles. In summer, we'd play video games in the tree. For fall, we would jump into the leaf pile. And then for winter, we'd make snow dragons instead of snowmen. Andrea, what did you do?
Well, in the spring, my family would go to the local lake and we'd have a picnic. In summer, we'd pick blueberries off of our blueberry bushes in our yard. In fall, my family would rake leaf piles, just like in the book, and jump into them. And then in winter, just like in the book, my brother and I would snowboard or snow sled down the hill in our backyard.
Those all look pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a great time. So thank you all for joining us today. I hope you had fun. Try making your own seasonal family craft, seasonal family traditions craft on your own with your family. So our next Sanctuary Storytime is on Tuesday, June 1st at 11 a.m. and we will be reading the book Ruby's Birds. Have a great day, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye. Bye.